This is my partner Thomas, and we've been together 20 years.
This is my partner Terry, and we have been together for 20 years.
The civil rights part of it, the protections for our family, as adoptive parents, a lot of people don't realize that only one person can be the adoptive resource if you're unmarried. And that's whether you're straight or gay. If something were to happen to one of us, then where does that leave the other parent, and where does that leave our children? So that's a big issue for us and our family.
We have to consider when we go to school, when we go to a doctor's appointment, is there ever going to be a time when we're told, well, I'm sorry, but you're not the adoptive parent, you can't make a decision. That would be awful, and our children don't know who their adoptive parent is because it shouldn't matter, and at this time, that's not something we're sharing with them because we are equal in our home, we're equal in our parenting. I'm just not, looking at our relationship as being equal within the state then. Going into our middle years, we're thinking about what our life continues to look like and will look like in the next 20 years. And things happen in this world that you can't plan for. We'd like to have the assurance that we have certain rights. We want the assurance of those rights for our children. June 17th is our anniversary date. That's the day we met and actually had a conversation and realized that we might want to go further. I think we might have exchanged numbers that day. So that seemed like a good day to do. When do we get married on that day? I think I wouldn't want to wait a whole year for that to happen. I think we would be much more immediate. I've had illusions of grandeur of being the first in line, but I'm sure there's others that have more compelling stories. I mean, that's a special place. And just to be in that early group of people would be more than meaningful to us. So, and I think we would probably go back to June 17th because that's what we've done for 20 years. So, there's different milestones in our life. So there's a lot of really great dates.
So is it important for our children that we get married?
No.
No, not important. They don't get it. I mean, they don't understand what the institution of marriage is and what that could possibly mean for our family. We've not had that discussion with them.
We're raising a generation of children that don't understand why we're not married or don't have the opportunity to do so. And they are going to have questions as to why some people have a wedding ring on and we don't, or why they're a Mr. and Mrs. And they may share a last name and we don't. So there's questions that will come up, but to this generation and indeed for the last couple generations, I don't think people understand why we're not there yet. Something within a wedding that takes place where people open up and express themselves differently than they do on any other given day. And I think to give our friends and family the chance to have that intimacy and to acknowledge Terry as part of the family or me as part of his family, it just seems appropriate and it seems good. It solidifies relationships across the board, not just with us, but with our entire families. It takes a long time for families to understand when you have a same-sex couple. Are they together for good? Is this going to last? It was probably 10 years before his family really said, we need to do more together. We need to be more involved. So having something behind us that would recognize us in a greater way, it makes sense for everybody.